Welcome to RoadKill Radio's Drive for Justice. I'm Ron Gray, and for the next few weeks, perhaps months, maybe years, we'll engage in a penetrating exploration of Canada's justice system, a labyrinth that offers very little in the way of justice, but for those on the inside, a very rewarding and self-protective system. As for those who are not privy to its well-connected inner circles, well, they simply become the system's roadkill. The wheels of justice, says an old proverb, grind slowly, but they grind exceeding fine. Well, alas, what they grind all too often today are the rights of their victims. Let's begin by examining the case of a BC social activist who found herself on the wrong side of political correctness. Kari Simpson was a single mom, raising 4 beautiful children in a family where serious illness had left them fatherless. Because she was succeeding so well in that difficult task, others often sought her help when their own families ran afoul of bureaucracies. Parents, not bureaucrats, Kari declared, should usually be free to decide what's best for their children. Because she was so often successful in her confrontations with bureaucrats, she was a frequent guest on a popular talk show on radio. Soon she became a regular feature on the broadcast because her work for families really helped to boost the ratings. Then she was asked for help by a parent whose children were being misled by a sex activist teacher who had bypassed the education ministry's requirement for parental consent when dealing with sensitive topics. Kari developed a form that such parents could take to their principals and teachers. It put the parents' concerns and wishes on the official record, thus making the teachers and their schools accountable to ministry guidelines for parental permission. That raised the ire of the talk show host, who was of a somewhat libertine persuasion. Suddenly, Kari was persona non grata on his program. Not only did invitations to his broadcast stop, the host began vilifying Kari Simpson, eventually piling up more than 40 editorials that labeled her a bigot and worse. He compared her to Orville Faubus, to George Wallace, even to the Ku Klux Klan and Hitler. And, he hinted darkly, while she herself might not be given to violence, she might well condone violence by others. She was, he declared, a rabble-rouser. Well, to defend her reputation, Kari Simpson turned to the courts. But what she found there was a complex web in which a judge whose own family member was notorious for racist hate rants on the internet would bend evidence and twist words to such an extent that while she said she agreed that the editorial behind the lawsuit had defamed Kari, and was obviously motivated by malice, the defamation was somehow protected by a loosely defined fair comment doctrine that protects journalists and their employers in their lucrative muckraking. As the details of this case unravel, you'll see lawyers protecting one another, judges covering each other's misdeeds, as these colleagues at the bar sinister perhaps, shred the rights of parents and children and ruin the reputation of a decent woman. And for what? Merely for devoting her own time and money to the defense of innocence and integrity. Let's take a closer look at what passes these days for justice.